Hey, welcome to another three count with Gino. We're gonna do a little bit of a breakdown of 2024. I'm gonna give you my top lists of heel, faces, matches, feuds, and fails. You know what? Maybe even yeah, we'll do that. I would say other things, but I can't really think of anything else. Gimmick matches, there wasn't that many good ones. Um, but you know what? Let's kick it off with give you my top five heels of 2024. Number four, or for number five, I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. Solely because Psycho Drew McIntyre was incredible. The fact that he was obsessively thinking everyone's screwing him over, starting with the Bloodline, and then CM Punk and the feud, that year-long feud he went on with CM Punk. Not to mention a little bit of a feud he went on with Seth Rollins, where he actually won the title from Seth Rollins and eventually lost it like 5 minutes later to Damian Priest, Punishment Martinez, whatever you want to call him. But I think Drew had a really good year as a heel this year. Really good run. I like the fact that actually making him a Scottish psychopath. As you guys can see, I got a brand new setup here for the podcast. Gift from my mother for Christmas. I like this a lot better already. It's pretty cool. I like the pop screen. I like the windbreaker. I like it all. I don't think we can get much background noise. It's set up pretty well. Faces me pretty good. It's much better than having to lean into a microphone, right? So we got that out of the way. Thank you, Mom, for the new setup. Number three heel. Sorry, number four heel because Drew is five. Number three heel, I'm gonna have to go with the entire elite, just solely the Golden Elite, I should say, solely because of the heat they got over in AEW. And I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but the way they were able to just become absolute jackasses and the Young Bucks in general, and the way they were fucking with the program, and they've had brought in Jack Perry. They had a little bit of feud with Darby Allin and a few of the guys trying to save AEW and them against AEW. They had a couple good matches. But they eventually did the right thing. They did the job and gave the private party the tag team titles. Kazuchika Okada's the only one still with the belt, as Darby Allin lost his belt to Daniel Garcia. Sorry, it took me a second to think it out. But I think those guys had a really good run for half of the year when they were the heels there in AEW. They did a nice job kind of selling Kenny Omega's injuries. You know, that he's diverticulitis, and as we now learned, Kenny Omega is going to be having his first match in over 2 years, in about 2 weeks in Japan. We'll see how that goes. All prayers for Kenny. Hopefully he can make this speedy recovery and be very good. Number three heel. Oh, this one's gonna be tough. I don't want to give it to her because she's gonna be on another list I'm gonna have. Ugh. Number three heel for me, and I hate to say this because there wasn't that many good heels this year. Number three heel is going to be Nia Jax. She's just so hateable. And she's not that good of a wrestler, and she's slow. She lumbers around the ring, but she makes you hate her because of all those reasons. All those reasons make you want to hate Nia Jax. And she gets the job. Heels are supposed to get heat, right? They're supposed to make you hate them. They're supposed to make you not like what they do. They're supposed to just, yeah, be despicable people. And just people you can't stand to see do anything good. And the fact that Nia's won the belt and she's kept it for this wrong, and she won it from a fan favorite like Bailey, who everyone absolutely loves, makes it funny to me. And just the fact that many people think she's got the job solely because of who her family is. I kind of agree with that, but also at the same point, Nia can eventually, depending on the opponent, put on a good match. Am I saying that truly or sarcastically? I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. You can leave comments below once the video goes up if you want. But I'm gonna go with Nia Jax as the number three heel this year. Number two heel is kind of easy and obvious. Liv Morgan. This girl plays an amazing psychopathic girl who's obsessed with getting things she wants, and she won this year-long feud. Started with Becky Lynch, got the belt from Becky. Let her and Rhea went at it for pretty much three-quarters of the year this year. Great storytelling. Dirty Dom was in it. This is just females I'm going with, of course. Females and males. Sorry. Yep. And I guess you could put Dirty Dom as number two with Liv because those two together are just great heels. Dom is a goddamn heat magnet. He can't even do anything without getting instant boos. Honorable mention to the New Day. They just turned heel about 3 weeks ago, and the amount of heat these guys get for what they did to Big E. They didn't attack him, they didn't do anything bad to him, just the way they turned their back on them makes everyone instantly hate them. And good on them for being able to get over like that and make the people just hate them. They were loved for over a decade and a half. And with one promo 2 weeks ago, it was now three maybe, just instant heat. Kofi Kingston even got booed out of the building in his own hometown of Boston. So yeah, honorable mention to them. But like I say, Dirty Dom and Liv, they've been absolutely killing it this year. Great heels. Liv is completely elevated her game from what she was in NXT when she first came up to the main roster. Great job as a psychopath, like coward type girl who just will do anything she can to win. We all know she's losing the title in a week and a half at the debut over on Netflix to Rhea Ripley, who will be on the list coming up shortly as well. But yes, Dirty Dom and Liv, number two heels of 2024 in my opinion. And number one, of course, Solo Sikoa. Everyone hates Solo. Solo is the tribal chief. Do most people acknowledge him? No. But he does the job, and people don't give Solo the credit he deserves. The dude can actually go in the ring. He's good on the mic. He has that ability to just instantly make you hate him. He seems like a psychopath and a manipulator. He brought in a lot. Well, the Botch brothers. Well, one of the two Botch brothers, and Jacob Fatu. And soon Zolo's apparently on his way here, or Zilla, however you say it. But Solo just made you instantly hate him the minute Roman Reigns disappeared. The fact he turned on his own brothers, his actual brothers, not just bloodline members, but his actual brothers, the twins, the Usos, and the fact that he was able to help destroy one of the most beloved people in WWE, and Paul Heyman, and just the job he did to make you believe that he was an absolute monster and killer, and he actually is one of only four people in the last 3 years, or sorry, two people in the last 4 years to pin Roman Reigns. Must tell you he's doing his job, right? And he just gets booed everywhere he goes. And I can tell you from being at Survivor Series War Games, the amount of heat that guy got when he came out. Solo is to me the number one heel of 2024. If you want to debate that, let me know in the comments below once this video goes up. But for me personally, I think Solo Sikoa wins heel of the year 2024. All right, guys, following that, I'm going to go into fails of 2024. And right away, we're going to start with this one's funny and it's recent's most memorable in my mind. Nia Jax again. See, Nia Jax. Chair shots. So we're Survivor Series War Games. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was one of the few fails she had in that match, but they definitely made its rounds. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. She hesitates, screams not on, then does the lightest, weirdest, shittiest chair shots I've ever seen. And then has to be directed by Bailey third pegs during that match to do what she's supposed to do. You can clearly hear Bailey saying, "Whip me with my gear." For me personally, Naya is just botch. That's what I call her. Another fail for me would have to be that I don't know if you guys saw it in NXT, and it was this very, very, very cringy promo moment with Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, and Lola's attempted fake crying when people thought she was actually going to win the title. Very, I don't even want to revisit it, but yeah, that was bad. Very, very, very bad. I know they're in learning and they're training, but Roxanne's been doing it for a while, and her mic skills have gotten a lot better. Maybe it's because of the fact that Cora Jade returned, but it just that promo was, oh lord, that was cringeworthy. Like very, very, very. You don't want to revisit it. I don't think they want to revisit it. I think it's going to be deleted from history. As low as that feud should probably be deleted because it was not a good feud. But yeah, just go back and watch Lola Vice attempt to cry. And this is the beginning of the face turn of Lola Vice. But this was just not a good promo. Not a very good promo at all. Sticking with NXT, another fail of 2024 for me is going to be the face-off they had for the six girls over in the ladder match to crown the very first ever NXT North American Women's Champion. Once again, promos very. I just cringed listening to some of these girls try and speak and some of the things they were saying. Half the time they're just talking about each other's butts and their bad wrestling moves, and just did not work, did not connect. Another fail for me. That was number one and two, or sorry, that was number three and four. Number two for me, we're going to have to go to AEW, and you know what? Anna Jay. Anna Jay is just a fail to me. I'm sorry, people really like Anna Jay, but nothing about Anna Jay is good. This girl has been wrestling for 4 years on TV now, five. And I think, like, people think she's gotten better because she went to Japan. I think she's just remained the same. She's the same moveset. She's the same slow, methodic moving ability. She can't sell worth a shit. Her moves are very, very stale. It seems like it has her trouble to even do her damn choke. She can't do that properly. Her spinning heel kick in the corner. Just, I don't, the gory bomb she tries to do, I don't think anything about Anna Jay is good. I think her as a wrestler is a fail. On the bright side, Tai Conti's coming back. Her first match is in about 3 weeks, but it's also in Japan, which is kind of weird. I think AEW completely forgot about her. She had a baby and they just didn't want to bring her back. But I think the only thing Anna Jay had going for her was the Tai J thing. As a wrestler, I just, on a microphone, on everything, I just don't see anything special about Anna Jay. So overall, as a wrestler, as a character, as a mic skills ability, I think she's a fail. I think AEW should either send her to the minors or indies and make her do some work there, or take her off TV for a while. It just doesn't connect for me personally. And I most people that know me know I like women's wrestling. And I like to give every wrestler an ability and a chance, but this just didn't work. Like her, the ability that people actually thought she was going to be able to beat Mariah May for the title, nah. The fact that people think she was going to beat Mercedes Monet for the title, nah. Just everything about Anna Jay to me. And I know there's people that like her, and good on you for liking her. You're allowed to like who you like. I think it was an absolute disaster and a fail, and an inability to connect personally. I mean, for 5 years I've been trying to figure out her gimmick. Apparently, her gimmick is she has a bad attitude and a fat ass. How about your gimmick is you're a shitty wrestler with a fat ass? And that's about all you have going for you. Okay. And number one fail for me, sticking with AEW, sticking with the TBS champion. Hey, there's my friend Toddy here. I'm in a different spot because this microphone only connects one way perfectly to one way. There goes Toddy in the background if you guys saw her. Number one fail for me this year in AEW, sticking with the women's division, sticking with the TBS champion. Mercedes Monet should not be allowed to write her own promos, cut her own promos, have creative control. She is a good wrestler, can't speak worth a shit. We'll also put Ricochet on there, so we got two, tie for two, for a number one fail. Ricochet and Mercedes Monet attempted to do their own promos and speaking and being characters of any sort. Mercedes Monet had a good character. It was Sasha Banks in WWE. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to get used to this thing. And we could tell the promos were written for in WWE, and she just had to recite them. She's not good on the mic. The fact she's trying to get the crowd to chant CEO for her and doing these really cringy dances and just some of the things she said just didn't like. You could hear crickets in the crowd when she came out. She got a huge pop when she first came out because it was in Boston and they wanted to try and make her a face. Didn't work. She's naturally a cocky person, it seems like. And yeah. And Ricochet should be allowed near a microphone. I can't wait for Ricochet to get in the hurt business so MVP can do all the speaking for him. Same with Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, incredibly good wrestler, can't speak. That's my personal opinion on those. Also, I forgot to add one honorable mention to heel of the year. I'm going to put Hangman Adam Page in there. Just go back and watch what Hangman Adam Page feud with Swerve Strickland, where it pretty much went 2 years. The dude's a fucking psychopath. Pardon my language. He's a drunk, and at one point he actually burnt down the real house of Swerve Strickland and stuck him in the mouth with a needle in a cage match. Um, you know what? Not honorable mention. Adam Page is going to get tied for number one heel of the year with me with Solo Sikoa. Sorry, it just came to me as I was thinking right now. So we have two number one heels of the year. Can't have just one this year, unfortunately. I think those guys both did a good job, and Adam Page is an incredibly good psychopath. All right, guys. We got heel of the year out of the way. We got cringe moment, fail, whatever you want to call it, out of the year. You know what we're going to do next? We're going to do breakout star, I think, of 2024 leading into 2025. And I think a lot of this is going to be leading into NXT and some AEW again, but mostly NXT because I can think about 5 or 6 people off the top of my head who are going to be breakout stars, and they're all coming out of NXT. And so this one, I think we might have a bit longer list than 5. I had 5 off the top of my head, and I'm coming up more as I think about it. I'm going to go, yeah, this one will go top 10. Number 10, Daniel Garcia. He had a great feud with MJF. Unfortunately, he lost the only match they had, and he got dropped on his neck and his neck broken. But he kept it going with MJF, and I believe he actually got his win back later on in the feud, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up eventually beating Jack Perry for the TNT title. So he's now the current TNT title. He had a second run that just ended in the Continental Classic. Unfortunately, he did not make it through. But I think Daniel Garcia at his coming out party, the guy showed more character than he's shown in the last 2.5 years. That stupid dance is gone. He's no longer with Jericho. He's all on his own. He's got Matt Menard helping him out. But I think Daniel Garcia might be technically one of the best wrestlers in the game right now. And I think this guy's gonna have an incredible 2025. Through had great half of 2024. And yeah, there you go. Also coming out of AEW, I think a girl's gonna be a breakout star there. Can I call her a breakout star? I think once she comes back, Sky Blue is going to be the breakout star in the women for AEW. Solely because she started having momentum going with her, and kind of like Anna Jay, she was a bit shaky and stale, and then it started going better and better and better. And you could see she's progressing, and she's starting to get that heel character under her development better. And her and Julia Hart together were working so well. And unfortunately, she had that freak accident half a year ago that broke her ankle. And yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see what 2025 brings for Sky Blue. But I think this girl's gonna come back even better than before. And sticking on the track with Sky Blue. At number 7, Kyle Fletcher, her boyfriend, real life boyfriend. This dude emerged from the shadows of Will Ospreay. Had a great feud with Will Ospreay. Was in the Don Callis family. Everyone made you believe that he was actually going to turn on Don Callis and stay with Ospreay. Eventually, just turns on Will Ospreay, shaves his head. It beats Will Ospreay in their only match on a pay per view with a crazy ass brainbuster move. Um, just a good half of 2024. It's going to lead into more of 2025. Unfortunately, Aussie Open it seems to be no more, and I think AEW just may not even use Mark Davis at all anymore. Was the other part of Aussie Open, but yeah, Kyle Fletcher. I think this dude's future is to the moon and back. There's even that little cringe. The only thing I'd say that was kind of awkward about Kyle Fletcher is when he shaved his head in the ring. Das took he'd not be like Will Ospreay, but I think he had a really good run. He is a future champion, world champion, in my personal opinion. This kid is so unbelievably talented. He's good looking. He's tall. He's got a great move set. He can speak on the mic. He's got the instant punchability, cocky factor to him. So yeah, Kyle Fletcher, you're getting at number 7 on my list. This one might be a bit of a reach because she already probably is a breakout star, or she's on her way to be the breakout star. But she's going to be future women's champion, in my personal opinion. In NXT, and people just started to realize how good she is now, and I've seen it for a while now. We're talking about the very charismatic Soul Surfer herself, Soul Ruka. She's so fucking athletic. This girl, she got great charisma. You can tell she connects with the fans. You can see that free spirit coming off of her. Her moveset is very unique, very different, and yeah, no, moveset is not a cool thing to say. I apologize for the fans that don't like that, but everything about this girl is so very entertaining. You can see she's getting more comfortable with her charisma. You can tell she's a free spirit who doesn't really give a damn what people think. And she just seems to connect, like I said, repeatedly connects with fans, connects with other people backstage. She just seems like she's just genuinely a very good person. And she's very up talented in the ring. And you can tell she's always looking for new things to do because every match is something different she does. And I'm convinced, I'm going to say this 100%. She has one of the coolest finishers I've ever seen in wrestling. That inverted flipping, like stunner cutter thing she does from the corner. The soul stat snatcher. Probably my favorite finisher of the last couple of years. Just the way she does it and hits it so perfectly and naturally every single time. Another girl I think is going to be a breakout star. Also coming from NXT is going to be Jada Parker. I didn't think I'd ever see myself saying this. This girl, like the first year and a half I saw her wrestle, nothing special. Couldn't talk, shitty, boring matches, same thing repeatedly. This is number 5, Jada Parker here. I didn't think I'd rank her this high, but the last couple of months, she's really been able to steal the show. The feud she had with Lola Vice, just dominating Lola for most of it, even turning her back, and it looks like she's going to go face for a little while and then turning heel. I like this arrogance about her. I like everything about Jada Parker. Only thing I don't like about Jada Parker is her finishing moves. It's a running hip check in the middle of the ring. If that works, Then how come the ones and the guys just run and destroy the guy head first in the corner with their ass, and their head ricochets off a turnbuckle and probably would break their neck? Does nothing. But a running hip check in the middle of the ring where you can just land on your back, you're done. Granted, she does have a giant ass, and she does get a bit of speed for it, but as me personally, I don't think it's a good finisher. I think they should go back to the drawing board with her. You can see there's some athleticism with her as well. She used to be a D1 soccer player. She's got all the charisma in the world. She's got a couple cool moves, but Toddy agrees. Toddy agrees with me. See, Jada Parker's Toddy's favorite, right? Tots, you like Jada Parker? Yeah, yeah. So that's number four or number five. Sorry, Jada Parker five. Number four, we're gonna have two people in number five. We're gonna have the Meta Girls, Lash Legend, and oh, I always forget a damn tag team partner's name. But the Meta Girls. Give me one sec, guys. I'm gonna look it up if I completely forgot. But it's Lash Legend. One sec. Oh, this is bad. This is embarrassing. I had her name on the top of my tongue, but now I forgot it. Sorry, guys, but yeah, Lash Legend is just an absolute superstar. I think this girl's gonna be featured champion anywhere she goes. She's that good. Jakara Jackson. They had a great couple tag team matches in NXT together. They actually beat Zarya and Saruk at a very good tag team match not even 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, maybe. And she had a good run in the main roster where she was in a couple tag matches. She was actually in the U.S. First ever U.S. women's title tournament. Got eliminated by Bailey. Um, and Jakara Jackson just very, very talented in herself. She started off kind of shaky. They both did when they first hit NXT. You could tell it was not their thing. Lash Legend is an actual basketball player. Jakara Jackson was a track and field athlete. And you could tell it took them a while to get their footing under them. Developmental, right? These two girls are just taking that ball that was given to them and they've ran with it. They had great matches on the main roster. They had great matches on NXT. They're just so charismatic. They're funny. They got that attitude about them. They call themselves the Bougie Bullies. Alash Legend has a very, very cool finishing move. Jakar Jackson, sorry, is very, very athletic. You can tell she's able to fly around that ring. She's got the look. She's very fit, very beautiful girls. Um, I think as Booker T would say, as I would say, as Booker T would say, these girls have the it factor. Oh, number three, breakout star for me. Who should we go with? Who should we go with? There's a few people I can think of. This is going to be kind of weird for people to think about. The number three breakout star for me this year, I think, is Lola Vice. She's improved so much from what she was when they first tried to force her down your throat, and then they realized she wasn't ready, so she disappeared for a little bit. That cringe promo that she had, where she disappeared after that for a little bit. The fact she's able to find herself, she's arrogant. She connects with the crowd. She has that dance that everyone loves. She's got a crazy moveset because she's a believable badass because she's an actual MMA fighter. Her fiery passion, the fact that she's able to put on very good matches with people. For me personally, I just think Lola Vice has climbed those ranks. And I've said world champion a lot. I don't think Lola will ever get to world championship. She might get the mid card title, either in NXT or WWE's main roster of itself, like a US title or US or intercontinental title or the North America title NXT. I don't think she's good enough to ever become world champion. She's a good mid carder wrestler, but Lola Vice is just like for me personally. Lola Vice has really, really, really impressed me. Number two, this one might surprise a lot of people. I love Charlie Dempsey. Everything about Charlie Dempsey reminds me of his dad. Every single thing about Charlie Dempsey reminds me of his dad. His ability to speak, his wrestling ability, his just blatant path, everything, like his looks, just the looks he gives facially. And I mean, why wouldn't he look like his dad? He's a great teacher. His dad is probably one of the best bad guys in wrestling history. and he was never much of a face, but just an evil like British villain. And not that Charlie Dempsey really plays that, but you could learn a lot from somebody like his dad. I loved his dad. For people that don't know, and if you don't know who his dad was, his dad's William Regal, and the interactions he even had with his dad on NXT been kind of cool. And Charlie Dempsey just recently dropped the what's called Heritage Cup Championship to Brian Pillman's son, aka Lexus King. But he had a great run with that twice. I think he's had a lot of good matches. The dude's not boring at all. He leads North Dakota Catch Clue, and now the other three guys are going to be breakout stars soon, including Ren Sinclair. I think Ren Sinclair's just starting to find her stride in NXT. As those that know her in the independent scene, that's Mandy Winkowski. Great matches in the independent scene. I think she's just starting to find her way in WWE. That's why I'm gonna give her an honorable mention along with Julia and Zardia and Stephanie Van Kirk because they're good and they're very good wrestlers and they're gonna be stars. But you can tell they're not yet ready, fully connecting with the WWE style. They're gonna pick it up quickly and they're gonna have fantastic 2025s. And this one may not be shock to anyone at all, but Breakout Star 2025 is gonna be four people in one. I love the, and that's not just me being Italian. I think they've all completely upped their game from what it was 2 or 3 years ago. And they've just gotten better and better and better and better, including the Dawn. The Dawn could barely even move before and do anything very well. I mean, a lot of people are probably surprised I don't put Oba on here, but Oba's not a breakout star. Oba's a star. There's no breakout. He's a star. But number one for me, the D'Angelo family. Everything about these guys, just everything. They're charismatic. They can actually go in the ring. Their ability to talk, they make you believe that they're dangerous. They got that New York Italian vibe about them, even though two or three of them aren't even really actually Italian at all. Like Stack's not Italian, but they all just do such a good job at doing their thing. I think they're ready to go to the main roster anytime. And now the Don actually has the North America title. He's the only guy that beat Oba this year, and then he beat Oba again. So he's the only guy that's beat Oba twice in a calendar year. When anybody else could have got that done, but the Don is the guy that got it done. And Stacks and the lawyer there, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head, and Rince and Sinclair, or so yeah, yeah, Sinclair. No, not Sinclair. Sorry, Rizzo beat Nikita Lyons and can WWE, like I was saying with Nia Jax, WWE needs to stop pushing Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons is shit. I don't understand why there's any like in Nikita Lyons. Just nothing connects with me for her. But yes, back to the Dow of the family. Amazing. Like the fact that they've come this far in so long. I would have put up the champ Trick, but the Trick is already a star. He's got everything. He's athletic. He's charismatic. He's got a look. He can talk. I think he's headed to the main roster very, very soon. Because is he still a little green? Yes. But the fact that this guy's actually got an ability to move in the ring, he's believable. He's likable. He can talk. He's charismatic. Just like the family. So I think you got my opinion there, right? I think the family's going to be headed to the main roster very soon, and I hope they don't break that up. I'm looking forward to the family having a feud with Legado de Fantasma or even LWO. But the family for me is the breakout stars of 2025. All four of them, I think they all did their jobs well. They all made it believable. The dog had a little bit of an underdog story where he came back and was able to beat Oba after he lost to him once. So he's beat him twice. For me, personally, I think the family is the breakout stars of 2025. All right, guys. We're going to talk about the feud of 2025. For this one, I got five off the top of my head. Once again, breakout stars I have to do more because I can think of just that many. There's more. Sorry, we're gonna start with breakout stars for a minute here. I got a few that I'm gonna give a an honorable mention to because I think they're gonna be stars in the near future. One of them being Carmen Petrovic. This girl is just so very good. She has shit that could be a little bit more believable as an actress because this stupid storyline she got going on with Adrian Adonis or whatever the fuck his name is. This love triangle thing. Nah. Her ability in the ring, believable, because just like Lola Vice, she's an actual real life fighter, so she can kick the ever living crap out of you. She's beautiful. She's got that look. I think she's got the it factor. So she's gonna get honorable mention for Rising Star coming up in 2025. Ren Sinclair is going to be an absolute megastar soon, in my personal opinion. People, how about Tiffy? Tiffy's already a superstar. There's no rising star. There's no like Tiffy. From what I saw at War Games and Survivor Series and everything else in general, Tiffy time's on its way, and once she wins the title in 2025, this crowd is gonna go nuts. Once they turn her babyface, and unfortunately, I think she's gonna have to take a beating from both Candice and Nalia to get it done. But yes, another person I'm gonna give honorable mention to her for Superstar in 2025 is gonna be Lexus King. I know people are surprised. He's gotten so much better, and now that he's under the tutelage of William Regal. Watch out. If he's anywhere as good as his dad was, he's gonna be a megastar. This dude. Javon Evans is another dude I'm gonna give a rising star to. Um, he just has to learn how to talk on the microphone, and also probably one of the sickest angles I've seen in the last couple of years. If you haven't seen it, go and look it up. Ethan Page puts a chair over his jaw and just smashes his teeth in. We're almost done, baby girl. Um, yeah, but other than that, that's gonna be what I'm gonna call for rising stars. I can't really think of anybody really off the top of my head in AEW because they don't really have anyone you can think of. I mean, they have people they could have used, but they're there and then they're gone, and then they're there, then they're gone. You know what? I'm gonna say Aminata. Queen Aminata is gonna be one. Like this girl, when she comes up and gets her chance, she doesn't miss. Every match she has is good. She's incredibly good on the microphone. Beautiful girl. They don't let her speak much. So I don't know how she can talk. But what I've seen in the ring, everything she does is gold. I would say Julia Hart, but Julia Hart's a superstar. I can't really think of anybody else in AEW. Just you can't really. Maybe the Outrunners, but the Outrunners have been doing this for a long time, so they're not going to be breakout stars. Whether Yuta with that tutelage has the ability to be, but I think he already kind of is a star. He just needs that breakout moment because that dude is so incredibly talented in the ring. I remember when he won the Pure Championship in ROH when they were the BCC. He was beloved. Now all of a sudden he's become a bad guy with the Death Riders and people hate him. But this guy just needs his moment. Just like Daniel Garcia got his, I think Wheeler Yuta needs his and he'll be good. So honorable mention to him. Um, yeah, but that's about all I can think of. All right, guys, let's go with faces of the year. I think number one's gonna be obvious, solely because he's so beloved. But number five might shock you that I have her at number five. Timeless Tony Storm. Was there a better character in WWE and wrestling in general? You don't know if she was a heel or she's a face. She was just a great character. The fact that she had Mariah May and Will Luther by her side for most of the year, maybe people thought she was a heel. I thought she was a face the whole time. It just was a great character, did anything she wanted. Tony Storm's in ring talent is undeniable. The fact that she's able to pull off this character from like the 1930s and just get everyone to love it and get it over, for me, makes her a face. And the run she had with it for that year, and the title run she had, not one bad match. Sorry, guys. Just a little bit sick. Also, I forgot to mention it, and I'll say it after the end of the podcast. But yes, Timeless Tony Storm for me is the number five face of 2024. She just the work she put in AEW, I thought it was brilliant. Just really, really, really brilliant. Just everything about that Timeless Tony Storm character, the vignettes, the promos, the backstage, watch out for the shoe, tits out. She got great matches out of everyone, including NJ, which is very, very hard for anybody to do. Because, like I keep, as I said a couple minutes ago, NJ is just not what people think she is, in my personal opinion. Um, her match with Sky Blue, probably one of the best matches I saw last year. Her match with, she got a great match out of Britt Baker. She got great matches out of everyone. I just think she's so very, very talented. Number four face of 2024 for me, and this one might also shock you guys. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is just so unbelievably talented and likable, and the fact that he's got that underdog ability about him, and he was actually able to beat Walter for the Intercontinental title when nobody's able to destroy this dude or even come close to beating this dude for an entire year. And then Sami Zayn does it at WrestleMania in front of his family. The Rocky story they built up for him, just brilliant. Just absolutely brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Great storytelling. The fact that he was part of the bloodline kicked him out, then he had to refine himself and reconnect with Jey Uso. Sorry, as you guys can see, I'm a little plugged up right now. And this the pop he got when he came out to War Games in Vancouver. This dude is just everything about this dude is so likable. He's just and you can tell he's a genuine human, good human. He has a Red Cross thing for Syria. He's just everything about Sami Zayn. He just never had a bad match that I can think of off the top of my head. Not in NXT, not on the Indies, not in WWE, nowhere. This dude is just so good in the ring. He's great on the mic. He's charismatic as hell. Everything about Sami Zayn makes you like him. He can't be. He can do heel, but he does an even better babyface because he's such a lovable underdog babyface. Speaking about babyfaces of 2024, and I mentioned his name, number 3, Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso, chasing Intercontinental title shit, and then winning it, and then losing it. And just the fact that this dude had 14 years in WWE before he got to have a singles title. He only got to hold it for 2 weeks as a tag team specialist. And his own brother, once again, screwed him over. So I guess we can see where we're going with feud of the year when it gets to that. But yeah, Jey Uso, his ability to connect with the crowd, the yeet, yeet, the, the the crowd in Vancouver when I was there for Survivor Series. Jesus Christ, they were in love with this man, and he's done a great job for himself. Live, all as anyone that knows me knows I've been down since day one-ish with that tag team. I love Jay, I love Jimmy, the right hand man. Um, but Jey Uso, yeah, for me, number 3 babyface of 2024. Toddy once again agrees, right, Toddy? Jey Uso's the number 3 babyface of 2024. Like, if he's number 3, then who the hell are 1 and 2? It's giving me a minute to think about it as I put Jay at number 3. This one might shock people. The number 2 babyface of 2024 for me, Willow Nightingale. She's like, she's the female Sami Zayn. That's my personal opinion. She's absolutely likable. She's believable as a character. You can tell she genuinely is a nice person. No bad matches whatsoever, no matter who the match is with. Green as grass, Anna Jay. As many as limited as talent as somebody like Mina Shirakawa or a Penelope Ford or anybody like that. She had a great half a year feud with Chris Statlander. Forgot to mention that feud, so we haven't got the feud yet, my apologies. But yes, great half a year feud with Chris Statlander. Her ability to just make you feel for her. Her run at the Owen Hart Classic. Her ability to win the Owen Hart Classic. Or sorry, it was 2 years ago. But yes, everything about her. Her match with Mariah May at the Owen Hart Classic is probably one of the best matches I've seen. We're gonna get to matches in a little bit here. But everything about Willow Nightingale makes me make her the number 1 babyface of 2024, or 2, sorry, number 2 babyface of 2024. And all I can say for number 1 babyface of the year is the OTC. How that guy went from being one of the most hated people in wrestling for over a decade to starting to like when he was leader of the tribal chief and everyone acknowledged leader of the bloodline and tribal chief to losing the title to Cody Rhodes to coming back and people just going out of their mind insane in love with the guy and hating Solo Sikoa. What can you say? Just this. As you can see, the ones in the air you can't really say, but Roman Reigns has this unique ability to either make you hate him or love him. I've been indifferent to him. There's points when I've hated him. There's points when I've loved him. He does his job. He's when he sells, he's able to sell as a babyface. When he beats you down as a big heel, he's good to do as a heel. He's had a great babyface run trying to get back to what he wanted and lost with the tribe with the bloodline. He still doesn't have his bloodline back because they still don't fully trust him yet. But they had that good run together. War Games, his pop was incredible. The entire crowd just stood up and chanted OTC for 25 minutes. What can you say? Also, sorry, go back to Breakout Star. I forgot to mention one person who actually is the Breakout Star 2025, Jacob Fatu. That's all I'm going to say. And I love you so low. Future world champion for Jacob Fatu. He's the Breakout Star 2024. He's going to be a mega star in 2025. He's a future world champion. But yes, Roman Reigns is the babyface, in my opinion, of 2024. It's either him or Daniel Bryan going after the title when he wanted to retire and then getting destroyed by his former group and pretty much choked out twice by plastic bags, which is kind of ironic because at one point he was a protector of the earth. If anyone remembers that character in WWE, but to me, Roman Reigns is untouchable. He is the face of 2025, the 2024, sorry, the baby face. And he was only back for, what, 3/4 of a year? Nobody else really had the babyface run he had. Cody got stale and boring after a while. My personal opinion, Cody needs to turn heel and turn heel quick. I think he has to drop that title to either Randy Orton or Kevin Owens and just turn heel. Because Cody Rhodes' babyface is believable for a little bit, but not long enough. All right, guys, we're halfway through this list. Let's go with matches of the year for 2024. Matches of the year, we're going to go with top 10 because I can think of 10 off the top of my head. And going along the lines of Timeless Tony Storm, and Mariah May, Wembley Stadium, go watch it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Probably one of the best, not women's matches, not men's matches, just matches I've seen in a long time. The storytelling in this match, the girls' ability to pull off everything they did, the teasing of Tony Storm almost doing return favor to Mariah May for Mariah May did to her, the fact that Mariah May's mother was in the crowd and turned on Mariah May, just the birth of psychotic Mariah May. Um, this launched Mariah May, my personal opinion, to stardom, and not the company she used to wrestle for, but actual stardom in terms of wrestling. And Tony Storm just disappearing off the face of the earth for a little while after this and then returning. And we're going to talk about top 5 returns when I get back to that. But yes, we got Mariah May and Tony Storm. Following that, surprisingly, another Mariah May match. Mariah May and Anna Jay street fight. Like I said, some people could pull good matches out of Anna Jay. Mariah May and Anna Jay street fight was very, very good. Made you believe at points that Mariah May may have lost the title, but it was never going to happen, not to Anna Jay. She made Anna Jay look good. I enjoyed the match. It did a good job telling the story. So therefore, for me, with putting this one of the top matches of 2024, in my opinion. And it was on TV for free because AEW likes to do that a lot. And that's only if you can actually find it because half of AEW's product you can't find in Canada. Following that match, we're gonna have to go with Gunther and Sami Zayn at number 7 or number 8. Sorry, because 10 was Tony Storm. Yeah, number 8 is Sami Zayn, Gunther, WrestleMania. The reasons why I told you Sami Zayn was one of the top baby faces of 2025. Same reason this match. Nobody believes Sami Zayn could do it. Sami Zayn and Gunther, just, in my opinion, stole the show in the night 1 of WrestleMania with that match. Absolutely brilliant. The great storytelling, the fact that Sami Zayn had to fight from underneath half the time and Gunther was torturing him in front of his wife and kids, and the fact that Sami was able to pull it off. What more can you say? Following that, number 7, any of the Chad Gable Gunther matches on Raw. Any of them that launched Chad Gable, made Chad Gable believable. So, in my opinion, that made Chad Gable look like Kurt Angle. Gunther's such a good seller and such a good just destroyer. Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, the exact same. Great seller. Great when he's on offense, but just a very good seller. Believable underdog when he was a face. So, my personal opinion, pick them any of the one you want. Great matches. Number 7 is going to be the Gunther versus Chad Gable trilogy, I believe it was. Following that, we got number 6, Swerve Strickland and Daniel Bryan, Wembley for the AEW title. Brilliant match. Daniel Bryan was chasing that title all year long, eventually gets it, beats Swerve Strickland, held onto the belt for about a month, and then they do what they do to Daniel Bryan to end his career. But what a great, 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 great match. my personal opinion. Following that, at number 5, Will Ospreay, Daniel Bryan. All I'm going to say, Will Ospreay, Daniel Bryan, go check it out. And this match had great storytelling because it also tormented Will Ospreay for a long ass time, where he couldn't use his Tiger Driver until he finally used it at MJF. But just the story that went into this match, and the two best wrestlers probably in the last 15, 20 years got together. And Daniel Bryan's case, maybe the best wrestler ever. But yeah, just a great, great match. Great storytelling. Everything about it. Number 4. Number 4. We're going to go back to WrestleMania, and this one might shock you guys. I personally, truly, for the storytelling and everything involved within the meaning of the match, and the fact we got to see him in the ring one more time, I love The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. The whole storyline, the whole feud, everything that led into that match, everything about it, the story of the match itself, awesome. It led to the story of Cody Crybabies, everything like that. Um, just really good match. The Rock still was able to show people he could still wrestle, even though you could tell he's injured quite a bit. Everything in general about it, I personally thought it was one of the best matches I've seen in a while. This might be recency bias, but I truly, really, 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 really like the women's war game match that I saw at Survivor Series. I know a lot of people were shitting on it and that pay per view in general. I unfortunately did not get a chance to break down that pay per view because it's too late now, and my microphone wasn't working before. Um, Besides the Nia Jax stuff, great, great pay per view. Everything, a great match. Everything about it was really cool. I like that Candice LeRae was able to have a couple breakout moments in that match because anybody that knows me knows my feelings towards Candice. Liv got hers in the end from Rhea. Um, Everything about that match I really thought was brilliant. And I'm going to put the men's match in the exact same thing at number 2. I thought both those were really good. Great storytelling. Solely because it comes off the back of Solo being the months before that, Solo being the first person in 2 years to pin Roman Reigns, or a year, sorry, and Cody Rhodes being the last person besides Solo. So yeah, I'm gonna put both War Games matches at number 2. And everyone's probably like, "What's this guy's number 1 match of the year?" Simple. Hell in the Cell, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre. Just go back and watch it. Everything about it made you relive the old Hell in the Cell matches and made it so believable and made that blood feud actually look like a real life blood feud. These two got see, Toddie's over here too. She saw it too. She remembers it. She agrees with me. Everything about it was just unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. Even Drew McIntyre getting the bloody staples in his head. Sorry guys, I'm just checking something out. But yeah, Drew McIntyre saying CM Punk, and I will never give CM Punk that many flowers because I'm not a CM Punk guy at all. Absolutely brilliant. In my opinion, they stole 2024 with that match. And there's a lot of good matches in 2024. That match stole 2024. All right, guys. I think we're headed right to the end of the list here. We're going to go with the top 5. Top 5. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we're going to go top 5. Top 5 feuds of 2024. I think we all know what number 1's going to be. You know what? I changed it. We're going to go with top 10. And one feud might be on here twice for 2 reasons. Number 10 alone is going to be Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Just solely for the fact that Finn Balor cost Damian Priest the title to Gunther, Luther, Walter, whatever you want to call him. Just the unique ability they had to like make everyone believe that they were together as a unit as the Judgment Day. Damian Priest wins the title, and you can see the cracks starting to form. And then Damian Priest gets screwed by his tag team partner and friend and ally in the Judgment Day at the pay-per-view, loses his title, gets choked up by Gunther, run it back a few more months later, exact same thing comes again, and pretty much for the majority of 2024, excuse me guys, Finn Balor has been obsessed with ending Damian Priest and vice versa. Most recently, Damian Priest caught on Saturday Night Main Event cost Finn Balor the title. And in my personal opinion, I think Finn Balor should be given one more run as champion. The dude is so charismatically good. He's incredible in the ring. He's a good-looking guy. His moves are awesome. Number 9, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. That's all I'm gonna say. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. This ability where Cody Rhodes had Kevin Owens in his back pocket for so long, and then Kevin Owens wins the number one contenders match, doesn't go after his knee. The storytelling keeps going for a while. You can see Kevin Owens slowly starting to turn heel. And then he does what he does to Randy Orton. And that turns Cody Rhodes' attention all onto Kevin Owens and nothing else. And then he has to cheat to steal a win in the Saturday Night Main Event. And then gets pile driven by Kevin Owens. Package pile driver, which nobody in wrestling does that move better than Kevin Owens. And I can't wait to see what this feud is like in 2025. And I know it's only been going on for a couple of months, but just the return of psychotic Kevin Owens and these rambling, crazy promos, how he thinks everything's against him and everyone's against him. Toddy also agrees with me on that. She's here back again. Um, yeah, that makes me give that one. Only because it's so recent. Number 9. Number 8, we're gonna go with back to this feud, which I don't know if I really call a feud, but it's a feud. We're gonna go with Anna Jay and Mariah May. The fact that Anna Jay so far is the only person this year who's been able to pin Mariah May, and she pinned her once and then lost 2 straight matches to her, which after she lost those matches made you kind of wonder how she got another title match with Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné. But it made you kind of care for Anna Jay for a minute, and it made you root for the underdog, but deep down inside you knew it wasn't going to happen. And Mariah May just such a good asshole that I kind of bit the storyline for a bit. And I ended up trying to find these matches and watching them. And like I said, Mariah May could carry anyone. She carried Anna Jay through 3 good matches. Anna Jay even was able to get a pinfall over Mariah May, and I think she's the only person this year I've seen pin Mariah May. So there's that. All right. Number 7, the Judgment Day versus Liv and versus Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. It goes back to the fact of them being babyface heels chasing each other. The fact that Judgment Day turned their backs on both Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and they're wanting their vengeance. And Judgment Day try to prove their dominance over these two, but just nobody ever getting their comeuppance, and then it just randomly ending. That's the only reason I'm put this at number 7, because it was all over the place, but parts was good. There's parts where Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley kick the ever living crap out of the Judgment Day. There's parts where the Judgment Day kick the ever living crap out of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. And for some weird reason in Germany, there was a match with Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. I understand the Liv Morgan part, but if Finn Balor was the guy feuding with Damian Priest, wouldn't you have had Finn Balor in that match? And as we speak right now, you can see the cracks forming in Judgment Day, and I don't think we're going to have Judgment Day 2025, and I think it might start stemming from that. And the fact that Damian Priest eventually cost JD McDonough and Finn Balor their tag team titles to the War Raiders. Congratulations to the War Raiders. Well deserved, well earned. Welcome back to both of them after having massive surgeries. Um, yeah, that's number 6. Number 5 feud for me, Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It never really got a chance to get going because CM Punk ended up getting hurt due to Drew McIntyre, and it's now back on, and it's going to be back on full burn, and I think we're going to see it at WrestleMania. But this feud, just you can tell the blood, that hatred is there. And CM Punk actually was the guy kind of mentored Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins, in the Indies for a little while. They even mentioned that. And you can see there's a bit of a hatred there and a believability that these two guys actually don't like each other. Now, I don't know if they actually don't or do in real life, but you can tell there's something there. They're both Chicago fans of sports. I'll tell you that much, they have in common. But their promos are just straight filtered and unhinged and brilliant. Everything about it awesome. Number 4, CM Punk Drew McIntyre, leading to the match of the year. That's why it's my number 3, feud of the year, because CM Punk and Seth Rollins is number 4. I just everything about it, including Drew McIntyre celebrating the fact that he put up CM Punk for half a year with a torn tricep due to Chuck E. Keith or Royal Rumble, and just having shirts that saying "I crush your dream" and him burying CM Punk with the t-shirts. Brilliant. If they have a category for hater of the year, Drew McIntyre's hater of the year. But the feud itself, the storytelling, the ability to keep it going and not make it stale and dull, kind of like Adam Cole and MJF, which is stop start now makes no sense whatsoever. Because Adam Cole is the babyface, but he's the guy that turned on MJF, and now MJF is the bad guy. For as much good as the AEW does, it does some bad, and this is bad. But this getting back to this feud with CM Punk and Drew, brilliant. Just like two guys that are absolutely like you could see the hatred, and I think the hatred's actually there with these two, and you could tell it culminated in that Hell in a Cell match. Just what a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant storytelling job by both. And the fact that CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre the title not once, but twice, and then cost him another match as a special guest referee against Seth Rollins, and just everything about this feud has been incredible. Very good. Kind of happy that it's over now because Drew McIntyre is now going after the Bloodline in 2025. But just ask any wrestling fan. This might be some people's feud of the year. And number three, I have it. Number three. Number two, like I said, they put on great matches, and I think one is very underrated as a wrestler, and the other one is very, very where she should be. Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. I think they might have had one of the best feuds of 2024. I'm gonna actually make two people number feud of 2024: Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. In it's kind of funny when two women's stories are the two in my number two feud of 2024. Just great storytelling all around by both. The fact that Chris got jealous of Willow and wanted to take vengeance on her and cost her belt, and then leads to a couple of great matches and great storytelling and betrayal. Kind of like a little bit like the Liv and Rhea one, but the Riv and Rhea one's kind of more like Romeo and Juliet, where eventually one of them gets the guy, but they get a title with the guy. Whereas in a different way, Willow and Chris are just best friends and just busted apart. Had great matches. There's even that infamous spot, if people haven't seen it, where Chris Statlander goes cross first into a whole bunch of thumbtacks. And I'm pretty sure she landed on him if you see her face. But yes, that was brilliant. And just both feuds from story point advantages, everything about it, incredible. And Liv and Rhea, the ability to keep this story going for well over a year now, or even close to a year, brilliant. Just the fact that it's pretty much woven of the same two things: Dominic Mysterio and the women's title, and the fact that many people think that Dirty Dom betrayed Rhea. I think Rhea was kind of a dominant. Dom was getting annoyed by it, and Liv is just a psycho who people thought was playing Dom, but eventually truly not. And the fact that Liv is actually just a psycho who cheats and does everything possible. And like I said at the very beginning of this, Liv has progressed so much. So much since she first days in NXT. If you guys go look and watch even her first days on the main roster. And Rhea is just a megastar. That's all I'm going to tell you. I still got the pop in my head from when she came out at the War Games. She might have got an even bigger pop than Roman or Jacob, or even close. But yes, Rhea is a megastar. The storyline has been very, very fun to follow. It's not been confusing at all. It kind of makes sense. It's all leading to culminating to Rhea winning the title in 2 weeks at Raw Netflix. Just a great, great story all around. And number one for me, obviously, OG Bloodline versus Bloodline. The fact that once Roman loses the title, he disappears, and Solo comes out with Jimmy and Paul, and instantly just turns on Jimmy, destroys him, and unveils Tama Tonga. And then Tonga Loa comes out, and then eventually Samoan Werewolf, and these guys start running rough shot all over. And SmackDown, they eventually just turn on Paul Heyman and get even more heat on them. Leads to the Bloodline getting reformed. We have a few matches between the Bloodline and Rome and the new Bloodline. This new Bloodline seeming out of control, where the Bloodline is very methodical with what they do, so it's not really matching with each other and what they did. And just the fact that now Solo Sikoa is calling himself the tribal chief, and he's saying he's telling me to do this, but they're not showing that he is yet. Eventually, in 2025, it's going to lead to The Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. and the fact that these two guys is a legitimate blood feud, and Roman Reigns is going to win Tribal War at NXT unless The Rock gets involved, which I think is probably going to happen. I'm going to give you my predictions for that in a week or so, in a couple of days, I mean. But for me, there's not been a better feud in all of 2024 than the Bloodline versus the Bloodline, and the stories that led up to Roman coming back after they destroyed Jimmy, they destroyed Jay, they destroyed Sammy. I mean, they even got CM Punk involved because CM Punk got a favor from Paul Heyman got a favor from CM Punk, and now everyone wants to know what that favor back is going to be. I have a feeling I think it's going to be CM Punk asking Paul Heyman to turn on Roman Reigns and rejoin him. Hey, I'm not against that, but I don't think it's going to happen. It may be CM Punk trying to get Paul Heyman to help him get into the main event of WrestleMania because it's what CM Punk wants. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a better feud in 2024. People could have said MJF and MJF and Adam Cole, but like I said, that feud was so confusing. Start the United Kingdom, Undisputed Kingdom, whatever the fuck they're called. They were together, then Wardlow disappeared, and then Adam Cole went away again, and this was just a really good storyline from start to finish. The Bloodline versus the Bloodline, and the way it was built. It just, for me personally, the fact that Solo is also one of the only people in the last 3 years to get a pin on Roman Reigns is pretty cool. And the tasing they did with the people that made a teamed up with Roman to get revenge on the new bloodline, and then eventually being CM Punk. Just all around brilliance. Everything about it was brilliant. On that note, guys, I'm gonna take off from here. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you enjoyed what we saw this year in 2024 in wrestling. And we're gonna talk again very, very soon.